What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Ghost in the Night, a hauntings and paranormal podcast. I am Phil Sam. Thank you so very much for checking out this podcast. Today we have another on the Hunt episode. It's Randolph County Asylum, where I recently did an investigation. It's an old asylum building that is right on the border, close to the border of Indiana and Ohio. It is packed full of history, ranging from suicides, murder, to just general mayhem, and also naturally being an asylum or a poor farm, essentially. It is naturally ripe with ripe with energy, not necessarily negative energy, I would say, but ripe with energy that has been imprinted on the surrounding area or the building itself. So check out this episode. Ghost in the Night with Phil Sams. Randolph County Asylum was a poor farm, and I've been to other asylums / poor farms in the past, but this one, the building that's standing now is not the original building. They had a building at that location. The foundation was there. They built the building. It burned down. They built another building just off to the left of it. The conditions were so bad. It was right around the time of public plumbing started to ease its way in society, and naturally they didn't have all the kinks worked out, and they just couldn't live there anymore. It was horrible conditions. So they built on top of the old foundation of the one building that burned down. That's the building that stands today. Now it's a poor farm or asylum. So basically, if you could not take care of yourself, mainly women and children, the county took them in and took care of them. And naturally, there was an asylum, so they were called inmates because they did have some people with mental challenges or mental issues, I should say. And so naturally, it wasn't the best conditions to live in. So the energy that was placed in the atmosphere around this building is naturally charged. There is stories of suicide. There's stories of murder. I was super excited to investigate at this particular location. Now I'm going to play a session I did where I went into the room of the lady that had actually committed suicide. And I wanted to do a session there. I wanted to reach out to her and try to get her side of the story with just a straight EVP session. And then later on, we turned that into, kind of transitioned into a ghost box session when I was joined by somebody. But her room was in the basement. They kept her locked in there because she had a condition. She had syphilis, and if you have syphilis, then it can affect your mind and you can basically go crazy. So they kept her locked in there at night. They let her come and go during the day, but at night they locked her in there so she wouldn't wander out in the road and get hit by a car or whatever, because this was in the 30s and 40s, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was in the 30s and 40s. But she asked for a broom, and she actually hung herself in that room. So she has been seen. She has talked to people via EVP and Ghostbox. So I wanted to do a session in that room and get her side of the story, why she's there and what she wanted to say, and why is she kind of hostile toward the historian that kind of talks about this place. So I wanted to go in the basement, do this session with her, and try to figure out what was going on. I will play that here in a second. And after I left that room, I went to the kitchen area, which is also in the basement, and somebody joined me, and we did a ghost box session, which we had some interesting results. And this is all grouped and lumped in together. So let me go ahead and play that for you now, or play that for you in a second. After it's done, I will come back and kind of talk about some of my experiences at this location, and we'll talk about what we caught and what I didn't catch. So here's the On the Hunt clip. We are at Randolph Asylum in Indiana. This is the basement area. I am doing a solo investigation down here, and we are going to go check out a certain room that we heard about. with bars on it. I want to check this out and see what it's all about. See if I can find it. I have not been down here yet. That's not it. Now it's still daylight out. Oh, here it is. This is the room I'm looking for. Get some stuff out here. It's still daylight out, but we're going to do this anyway. Ugh. I'm going to go to the other side because it's, like I said, it's still light out, which is a bunch of shit. You have to start this one out early because I got to get out fairly early. Now you can probably hear there's still some people up here. Or some people upstairs you can probably hear. Let me turn the digital recorder on and we'll start this party. All right. Recording. Hello, I'm here to speak to the female that I believe her name is Ida, who is reported to have hung herself in this room with a broomstick. She jumped off a bed and she has been reported being seen and heard in this room. Ida, I mean you no harm. My name is Phil. I just want to make contact with you and find out what is going on, why you're still here. I know you committed suicide here, and I know you had some issues, but I just want to get your side of the story. The caretaker or the historian that runs this place told us that you do not like him, and he has a EVP of you saying you want him dead. Is that because he only speaks of your suicide here? That's the only story of you he knows. If now is the time you can get your story out. I have a recorder right here. If you want to give me your story, you're more than welcome. I just want to communicate with you. Ida, are you here with me? You might be able to hear the people talking upstairs, which is par for the course around this freaking place. Ida, why did they keep you down here? There's bars on the windows. Did they keep you locked in here at night? How many spirits are here with you? Now, Ida, the story goes, when they found you, you were leaning, you hung yourself and your feet were actually touching the ground and you were leaning forward. Did you not measure the rope correctly or whatever you used to tie around your neck? And you had to improvise and lean forward and strangle yourself? It's hot as shit in here. Why do you want the gentleman that told us the story, why do you want him to be dead? Can you show me you're here? Can you move one of these chairs that are in this room? Knock on the door? Knock on the wall? Do something? Can you guys keep it the fuck down up there? Jesus. That's why I hate doing investigations with a boatload of people. Because you can't get shit because everybody makes too much damn noise. Ida, do you like it? Or do you like people coming here and trying to interact with you? Or would you rather us leave you alone? Can you I just want to make contact. I just want your story. I just want to document that you are here. Something just felt like something just touched my leg. Hope it wasn't a rat. Did you like living here, Ida? I know you moved here after you lost your husband and you were ill. Can you tell me what disease you had? How many people stayed here while you were living here? How many residents were there? Can you tell me what year you passed away? You can hear some cars. There's a main highway main highway right out front of this place. So that could be attributed to some of EVPs that have been caught here, honestly. But who knows? We'll see what we catch. Ida, are you in this room or are you just in the building? If you're in another room, can you come in here? This was supposedly your room. Can you sit down on one of these chairs next to me? I told you my name earlier. Can you tell me my name? Whisper it in my ear. Did you despise this place? Did they mistreat you? I would imagine the treatment wasn't perfect or wasn't very nice since they locked you in this room at night so you wouldn't go running around and run out in the middle of the road and get hit. So you were locked in here. How did that make you feel? I'm not feeling much. I don't have a sense of dread in this room, honestly. It's just any other room. Are you just not here? Is there another spirit here? What was that? A bug crawling on the floor. Big ass bug. I'm only going to be here a few more minutes, Ida. I just want to talk. I want to hear your side of the story. Why you don't like the gentleman that works here. I mean, saying you want somebody's dead is pretty serious. You must really despise him. Think I'm going to go explore the basement a little bit more, Ida, you're welcome to follow me and interact with me there if you like. Let me stop the recorder. End EVP recording session. We're going to keep rolling on the camera though. Stop. Okay, let's see what we can find elsewhere, because I'm not really feeling it. Nothing major in this room, I don't think. They put a somebody's that's well known. They have a looks like somebody's left a flower here one time. Like I said, it's still daylight. I have to leave fairly early tonight, so I don't know. Let's walk further down here. Dark as shit down there. Where the hell's my flashlight? Oh, there it is. Oh, motherfucker. What is this, a freaking party or an investigation? Jesus. Walking down the hall. Wonder what's in. What kind of room is this? Anybody in here with me? Just want to talk. Just trying to document that you are here. The stories are really interesting. Apparently, there's a lot of activity here. Now, this is the basement. It's the kitchen area. This is where the, for lack of a better term, inmates, but residents, I'll call them, came, their food was prepared. This is the kitchen area. Now, this place was actually opened up until 2005, I believe is what he said. So in this room, I think we're going to do a Wonder Box section, or our version of a Wonder Box. I think that's what he went to get. It should be interesting, because the person who works here, who kind of explained to us the happenings here, told us they really get some good spirit box sessions in here with a lot of good responses from the lady that prepared the meals here, who was also a resident for like 70 years up until 2004. So, and he actually knew this lady, so she has interacted with people that have been on investigations here. So that should be really cool. We'll see what we get. I don't know. This must have been the dining hall where they ate. Now they kept men and women on one side, or men on one side, females on the other side. So but one kitchen area, so hopefully he'll be back down here with the Wonder Box, or what he terms as a Wonder Box, and we'll see what we catch. But we can do a little session here. Let's see, set this right here. Can't see what I'm getting. Might as well do a little, make
we're still recording. Yep, we're still recording. That's cool. Get the digital recorder out. Where is the digital recorder? I've lost my freaking mind. There she is.
Hello, I'm here to speak to the
Whoa.
female that
That's weird. That sumbitch is kicked on for no apparent reason. Maybe I turned it on when I grabbed it out of my pocket, but all right. Do a quick EVP session here, real quick. Is anybody down here with me right now? Anybody that'd like to talk? Ida, did you follow me down here? There's a lot of flowers and stuff left here for the lady who cooked. I don't quite remember your name, no disrespect, but can you tell me your name? I was told you cooked here for the residents for over 70 years, and you were also residents, and you were dropped off here by your siblings at the age of 11. How did that make you feel? Is there anybody else here with me that would like to speak? Yeah. I'm in the kitchen down here. We're going to end this session. Stop. I'm down in the kitchen. I'm right. Where you at? Here I am. You want to play with the Wonder Box? Where?
Electricity?
I know I'm pretty sure that we tested that core. Boing. Oh, no. Maybe not. I thought we tested one down here. Yep. Oh, that's...
aux input model.
Are you ready for the shit?
I'm ready for the shit.
You got questions?
Yeah, I got a few questions.
Xbox. Scanning. FM.
That's a little bit fast all the time, so ask something.
Can the lady that cooked the food here for the residents, who was a resident for like 70 years, can you tell me your name?
Who's with us right now?
What was that?
What's your name? Do you know any of our names? How many people are down here right now with us?
How many residents are still walking these halls? Is there a David here? That was a yes?
Yeah.
David, why are you here? Can you talk to us, David?
Something on placing or... You heard that, right?
I heard something, I couldn't make it
I
out.
remember it's going backwards.
All right. Can you move something around in here for me? Show me that you're here.
Yes. Did you hear that?
Yeah. Yes, I did. Well, if you can do it, if you can answer yes, tap me on the shoulder. Make a knock. What's down here? Can the lady that committed suicide in this room or in this down here, can she come in here and tell me her name? I know your name, so if you tell me, I'll know.
It almost sounds like Ida.
Are you shitting me?
It sounds like Ida.
You know what her name was, right?
That's what it sounded like.
Her name was Ida. Ida, are you down here with us?
Very stern woman. Sound like very...
Right. And just for a note on the camera, he wasn't with us for the little instructional of the history of this place, so he did not know that. Ida.
Ida. We just said it again. It's Ida.
Ida, why don't you tell us your story? What year did you come to this place? Let's say hello. Well, hello. Is this still Ida or somebody else? Ida, can you move something in this room?
Sound like Lucy.
Is there a Lucy here?
Like a little girl. Lucy. You feeling something?
I'm getting a pain in my neck.
Here, you want to play a little game?
That didn't sound good, whatever it was.
That didn't sound good at all, did it?
No. Is there something else down here? Is there something more darker than Ida or any of the other random spirits?
Can you come close to us and light this light up? Make it light up one more time for us? It's a little game. Lucy?
What was that?
What was that?
What? Who was it?
She has no idea.
Did theirs too make that noise too? Or is that just us?
Did anybody make that noise?
Are you messing with the walkie-talkies?
You heard that?
I
That's
heard.
weird.
That was weird.
Okay, so now that you've heard the clip and heard the ghost box session, the first part of that, when I was in Ida's room, listening to all the recordings I did not get anything in the way of EVPs. Like I said, this was a kind of abbreviated investigation for me because I could only spend about 4 hours there and I had to get back. So I jam-packed as much as I could into a small window of actual investigating. But that first part of the session, I did not get any strange feelings. I did not feel dread. I did not feel like I shouldn't be in that area. No negativity at all at that particular part of the building. Now, I will say, when I first got there, when I was kind of walking around up the first level, I did walk past the room and got chills. I got goosebumps and a sense of, oh, whoa, something is here. I walked into a room. I was with two other people, and I heard a knock, and I asked, hey, did anybody hit anything in the hallway or anything? They said, no, we were sitting there watching you. And it almost sounded like somebody knocked on the windowsill. Not necessarily, it wasn't a glass sound, so I don't think they hit the window, but it was weird. But I just had goosebumps. I just felt like something was there. Now, once I left that room, walked down the hall, it went away. So I can't really explain that. I mean, I didn't feel like I had the heebie-jeebies when I first got there. It was just that one moment in time. So that is up to that point, the only experience or negative type interaction or feeling. I hate to use the word negative, but the only thing I felt in the whole place, and that was when we first got there. So I did this session. Like I said, did not get anything like EVPs or knocks or bangs or footsteps or disembodied voices while I was in that room. It was just like I was talking to myself. I did not get anything. So I went down the hall to the kitchen area because there's a lady that worked the kitchen for 70 years, I believe. She was dropped off there as a kid, and she recently passed away, I think in the 90s. I'm going to go back and look at my notes. I should have did that before I started this one. And probably do a bonus episode where I kind of cover the history of Randolph Asylum. But this lady fairly recently passed away. Recently enough to where the historian who gave us kind of the quick walkthrough and kind of gave us a little bit of a history of the place actually knew this lady. That was her home. She wanted to be there. That was the only home she really knew. She was dropped off there by her siblings as a child. So she cooked for everybody. And apparently she's still in that kitchen. People have had interactions with her. People have gotten really good, or have had really good ghost box sessions in the kitchen with her interaction. So I wanted to do that as well. That is what the ghost box session of the clip is. We didn't get her, I don't believe. It was interesting. And I'm leery about the ghost box because of what it actually is. It's scanning radio frequencies. Now, yes, it was being ran in reverse, so any kind of words you get is interesting, especially depending on the words. If you get and it's moving so rapidly, if you get a couple words or a sentence that makes sense, it's even more interesting. Is it really a spirit, or is it just us hearing things and trying to make sense of random noises? As always, when I do a ghost box session, Satan has to show up, and I didn't really hear when I was in the moment. I thought I heard Satan, but as I listened to the audio and watched the video of this session, like what you just saw and saw if you were watching on YouTube, I didn't make it out. It didn't sound like Satan to me, so I'm going to toss that one out. Now, it did sound like my name. At the time, I kind of thought it said my name, but I didn't know. I didn't really mention it that much. I know at one point, Frankie, who was there with me, heard my name and he said something, but on playback, it sounded like it said my name, which is always fascinating, always interesting. Was it a spirit connect trying to reach out with me? I don't know, but it's definitely fascinating. The ghost box session is up in the air for me. I don't think it's conclusive either way, but that's the paranormal. Sometimes you get great stuff, sometimes you don't get a lot. So this place really perplexed me up until that point. Now, like I said, I had to leave this investigation fairly early because I had to get back. Right before I left, one of the other team members came up to me and said, "Hey, we had a door open up." I'm like, "Oh, okay, well, show me the door." It was almost like a small little cabinet door that was recessed into the wall in the hallway. Very sturdy. It didn't move real easy, so there wasn't a lot of breeze in that place. So I don't think it was a breeze that opened it. It was closed and it opened up. Now, we had a camera way down the hall that was monitoring that hallway. I don't have access to that, and I haven't heard that if we caught it on the video or on the IR camera. It might have been too far of a distance, too far down the hall to actually catch it. I'll reach out to them and find that out. But the people at the time heard it, and I know it was closed when I walked by earlier in the investigation, I should say. And we went up there, and it was open. So that's interesting. That is going to be classified as, I don't know, could be paranormal, but I don't think it was a wind. Now, there is an attic to this place, and this is where, for me, things got a little interesting. This is the last session, I should say, I did at the location before I left, and I will talk about it. And I haven't went through all the clips or the video of it yet, but on my first thinking about it and pondering over it and trying to analyze it in my head, that was by far the most fascinating session that I did that night. There was, I think, 5 or 6 of us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Well, 6 counting me. We were sitting in a circle up in the attic. This is, all sturdy wood, hot as hell. And we were hearing a lot of noises. Like I said, I haven't gone over all the video of it yet and all the audio of it yet. I haven't caught any EVPs. I did catch some of the bangs and maybe footsteps that we heard, but they're kind of faint. I will continue to go through it, and if I find anything, I will definitely bring it up and talk about it in a future podcast. But that was by far the eeriest I felt, and I was not alone there. Like I said, I had 5 other people there. But looking over some of the footage that some of the team captured when we set up an IR camera there as well earlier in the evening, because I wanted to go up and walk around and explore. And so we set up an IR camera, and once we got it running, I walked to, is a big ass attic. So I walked to the actual center, kind of as a flashlight looking around, and visually it almost, as I was walking back, they called me and said, "Hey, let's go downstairs." So I was walking back towards the camera, not right directly in line with camera, but off to the side. It looked like there's some kind of light moving away from me. It almost looks like a flashlight light with a little bit of a weird shape around it, almost like a ghost was holding a flashlight. Now, I know it's not reflection. It wasn't a shiny surface. It's all wood. and the reflection lines don't. If it were my reflection from the IR, the way I was walking, it would have been to my left, and this is off to my right. In the way I'm walking, the light source would have had to been off to my left, and that's not where the IR light was. It was off to my right, and it just walked and kind of almost disappeared into the wall. Wasn't an orb because of the weird shape. Almost looked like a figure of some shape, not a human figure, but some kind of figure almost holding this light. I will get that. I've seen it. I don't have it on my own computer yet. I will get that information and post it on Twitter. You can follow me at night_ghost. I will post it there, and I will probably do a bonus episode or another episode where I kind of talk about it again, or at least include it in a future episode. That is something to look forward to. I don't know, but definitely something's going on in the attic. Now, the rest of the place, I didn't get, except for that one little feeling in the beginning, I didn't get much, or I didn't feel like there was much going on, but my time was limited there. I don't know. It definitely is going to be worth my time to go back. I hope I get a chance to go back here in the future and can spend a little bit more time, maybe spend the entire night. Like I said, I had to leave around 11, 12 o'clock at night to get back so I can get my ass to work the next day. But it was fascinating. It definitely has piqued my interest, just for the mere fact of how the attic felt to me. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you think. You can send me a message at Twitter at night_ghost. You can send me an email at gitnpodcast@gmail.com. You can check out the show notes for this episode and all past episodes at ghostinthenightpodcast.com. Leave a comment there. We also have a Patreon. So if you want to get a little bit of some bonus episode or some bonus investigation footage, I have one up now, and I will continue to post up some more investigation videos that I don't post on YouTube. There's links to that at ghostinthenightpodcast.com. I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this podcast. I truly appreciate it. If you have a question, reach out to me on Twitter or send me that email. If you have an experience, be sure to get in touch with me. Oh, and also, if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell. That way you get a notification when I upload a podcast episode or an investigation video, short video clip or whatever. Be sure to hit that bell to get notified. And if you're listening to this via iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Podcoin, iHeartRadio, the list is, I'm sure I'm missing a lot because I think we're pretty much everywhere now. You can also see the video version of the podcast episode at YouTube, Ghost in the Night. So be sure to check those out. I guess that's it. So until next week, take care, everybody.